Everybody, Aaron here. Just wanted to make another video. We're getting our first snow for the year. It's November 30th out here in Utah. Not a whole lot else to see except for just the basic stuff. The flakes were real big earlier, but now they're kind of smaller. Anyway, making another video. This time I want to talk. I'm going to take you inside my house here. It's chilly out there. As the weather gets worse, I'll probably end up doing more and more inside on my computer or on my phone like this. But today I want to talk about what executives ought to care about when it comes to safety. And I've seen executives, CEOs, COOs, stakeholders, owners, what they care about tends to vary quite a bit. So today I thought I would try to spend some time drilling down and talking about what I would care about if I was, a CEO of a larger company with, let's say, a few hundred employees. So obviously the primary thing that everybody agrees on, and it's kind of common knowledge, is every employee goes home safely to their families. When you own a business or when you are, responsible for people on a team or in a business, and something very bad happens and they lose a limb or there's a fatal incident, something like that, it seems like only the ones who have been through that, realize the gravity of that and what safety, how important safety really is and how it ought to be prioritized. But obviously, I think everybody can agree that's the number one thing. But the other thing, there's two other ones that I can think of. One is the company's reputation and the leader's reputation in the industry, among peer companies, but also with customers, existing customers, and prospective customers. So when an injury or an illness happens, typically what happens if it's a recordable is workers' compensation insurance companies have to get involved. You file a work comp claim, right? Doesn't seem like a big deal, but as you grow and as those begin to accumulate, it goes on the company's record, and it's typically referred to as a MOD, an XMOD, or an EMR, experience modification rate. And so anyway, a lot of times what happens with business owners and executives is they're not aware that could cause a problem until it's too late. And by then you've got a 3-year recovery period, and that's if you fix the problem. So this can become very important because when you are bidding on new work with prospective customers, or when you're looking to renew a contract with an existing customer, one of the things that they're going to ask for is a letter from your work comp insurance company showing your MOD rate or your EMR. And if that number, if you've had work comp claims in the past, and that number is, let's say, above a 1.2 or a 1.0, whatever they have decided is the threshold, you can literally miss out on multi-million-dollar contracts as a result. So the company's reputation is in many ways dictated by how many workers' compensation claims you have. And so that, in my opinion, is the single most damaging thing to a business. And for that reason, it ought to be one of the main things that executives and owners ought to be thinking about. The other thing, which is maybe not as critical as that one, and obviously people going home to their families safely every night, is the impact it has on workers' compensation premiums. I have seen cases where, particularly with smaller companies who are already maybe struggling, when you have a workers' compensation claim, it can only take one to increase your premiums by 35, 50%. And that's not a huge deal when you've got 5 or 10 employees, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But when you've got hundreds, of employees, boy, that it can get very expensive very quickly. So, so your work comp insurance premiums can go way up as a result of these claims, and getting that turned around can take years. So in both cases, by the time you realize it's a problem, it's already grown into something that you're not going to turn around for several years. And this can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars per year, and millions, even tens of millions of dollars per year. So if I was an executive at a company, I would be trying to figure out, how do I avoid waking up one day and finding myself in that situation? Anyway, just a thought. A lot of people surprisingly don't know this and aren't aware of it, aren't tracking it. Maybe they're so profitable that it's just slipped through the cracks. But there's an opportunity here to save a lot of money, and then obviously, avoid people getting injured or becoming ill on the job. So anyway, hopefully that's helpful. Again, most people don't figure this out until it's too late. But if you've seen this video, then hey, making safety a priority and getting a system in place or a program in place where we're actually doing things. It's not just a manual sitting on the shelf, right? Or a document sitting on a computer somewhere. The sooner we can get up to doing safety inside the company, the quicker we're going to get to a point to where we can be in a position and avoid something like that happening to the company. So I hope this is helpful. If you have any questions, reach out to me in the comments down below, subscribe, all that stuff, and I'll see you in the next video.